Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today in conjunction with OneFootball, the OneFootball app. Make sure you check it out. I was telling you about it the other day. If you want to get all the stats on a lot of the players that we talk about during the show, get onto the OneFootball app. It's really, really good. You can find out about just how good the players that we've been linked to are and get a bit of history on them. We've signed Lacazette, so if you want to find out more details about Lacazette, I suggest you get onto the OneFootball app and they will give you the complete rundown. But that deal is done. Alexander Lacazette, an Arsenal player. The fee, £52 million when you include all of the add-ons. And for me, it's a brilliant signing. It's a positive signing. He's got a prolific goal-scoring record, 37 goals last season. And for me, a fantastic signing by Arsenal, a good start by Arsenal. However, we had a good start last year. I want us to keep following this up. But a good start by Arsenal, and I'm really enthused about it. Will he be the sort of signing that will encourage somebody like Alexis Sanchez to stay? That's what a lot of people are asking. Sanchez still hasn't really told anybody what he's going to be doing with his future, but surely, you know, he can see now that if we're bringing in signings like this, we are showing a bit of ambition. So I don't know, it could be really interesting to see what happens with that. On the downside, there's been a lot of news coming out of Arsenal over the past couple of days, or should I say rumours more than news, about Santi Cazorla saying that he could be injured, he could be out longer than what we thought. Now, we know he's got this Achilles injury that kept him out for the whole of last season. Now we're being told that he may not play until April next year, which, again, on the human side of things, is really horrible for Santi because he's a player that everybody at Arsenal really, really loves, and we just haven't really seen much of him recently playing. But for Arsenal, it's bad news because it's a position, and when he's playing it, he's brilliant at it, and we've really missed Santi in that midfield, that deep line role, creating, and it's a big problem now. For me, we need to get somebody in that's going to be able to play that role. Because even if Santi does come back, how fit is he going to be? We need somebody in to play that role. Now, when you look at some of the candidates, there's one obvious one out there, and that's Cesc Fabregas. Now, I know there's a lot of fans out there that'd be like, no, we don't want him back. We shouldn't bring him back. I mean, I know what you guys think, but he'd be perfect for that role. He is getting a bit older now. He's 30, but we saw last season that he can still do it. And he was a bit, even, I wouldn't say he was a bit part player at Chelsea last season, but he didn't play week in, week out. And possibly if we went and tabled a decent offer, we might be able to bring him back to Arsenal, and he would be perfect in that deep line role for us. But it's whether fans would have him back or not. I don't know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments below. We could also turn to somebody like a Leon Goretzka. Now, the 22-year-old who plays for Schalke was brilliant in the Confederations Cup, living up to all the hype. Really, really good player. He's only got 1 year left on his current deal at Schalke. Now, Schalke are adamant, sort of a bit like how we are with Alexis. They're saying that, listen, he's staying, he's going nowhere. They'd rather him see out the last year of his contract. But if you go and you make a big offer for somebody like Goretzka to Schalke, I just can't see how they could keep him. Now, the other thing is, it's not just us who'd be interested in him. Clubs like Bayern Munich and all that, they're very interested. As I said, his form in the recent Confederations Cup means that, you know, he's firmly now in the sights of a lot of teams. But why not Arsenal? Go and make a play for a guy like this. He would be a good replacement for Santi. There are, of course, two players who are already at the club that could already fit the role. Because remember, the other thing is we've got a lot of players now at Arsenal. We're bringing in Lacazette. Some players are obviously going to have to leave, you know, because we've just got too many players now in our squad. There's two players in particular that could possibly fill that role. Two players that we don't really know what's happening with at the moment. And one of them's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. We know he can play centrally. When he's played that role, he's looked decent. Why not put him in there for a season and let's see what he can do? I mean, if he could nail down that role, it'd be good for Arsenal, it'd be good for England as well, because they lack that. So there's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as an option. Remember, we still got to sign him onto a deal, but I've been told yesterday that that's looking really, really positive, and that Oxlade-Chamberlain should sign a new contract at Arsenal. There's also Jack Wilshere. Remember him? He's still at the club. Now, he could play that role, but again, just like Santi, always injured. Do we try and bring him in to play that role, or do we cut our losses with Jack Wilshere and sell him on? I really, really don't know. But I don't know. Let me know what you think on those options. But I definitely think, you know, we need to get somebody in that role. There is one other player that we've been linked with a lot today. Now, his agent has been talking it up and saying that, you know, he could move to Arsenal. And we linked with him in January. He's from Russia, plays for CSKA Moscow. Alexander Golovin is his name, and he's only 21, and he also is a very creative midfielder. Could he be the player to come in and play that role? I don't know, but we definitely need a creative midfielder. On the news about Riyad Mahrez, lots of strong links linking us with him yesterday, saying that that's nearly done, etc., etc. My understanding is that we haven't even had talks yet with Riyad Mahrez. Sounds like a lot of agent talk. So that's what my understanding is. At the moment, we've not even entered into talks or spoke to Riyad Mahrez's people. So at the moment, it doesn't seem to be anything happening on that. As I said, listen, don't forget the OneFootball app. If you want to get more details on all of the players we've been talking about in the show, look at the description below and you can download that app and find out a lot more about those players. Also got to send a big birthday shout out going out to Rav. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for watching the show today. Keep those comments coming in. We've made a sign-in, so that's good.
Subscribe to ArsenalFanTV.